Hey y'all, what's going on? Okay, so I just got done watching the episode, and man, is there a lot to unpack. Good God Almighty, there's so many side characters that we didn't need, and like the main things to focus on, I feel like would be Willow and Nina, Sasha and Jason, Cyrus. We got to talk about Cyrus. He's kind of important. Danny and Rocco, and Jen's Sidwell. Feel like those are the most important things to discuss today because they pretty much took the show. The whole thing with Kai and Trina and Emma, which I have my opinions on her now as a young adult. I'm just not really feeling the character. I feel like it wasn't as exciting. I guess it kind of proves what I said yesterday, that Kai is trying to get back to some sense of normalcy after his injury and isn't going to just lay down and accept defeat, pretty much. Like he's trying to do something worthwhile. So let's get into this. Let's start with Willow and Nina. So Martin had to go because fucking Cyrus just shows up and is trying to get back into the family's good graces, which I don't think is going to happen, especially after the end of today's episode. So Martin pretty much leaves Willow and Nina to talk, and they're sitting here talking about Drew and Michael, and Nina asks Willow, like, why do you keep bringing up Drew? Like, this is about you and Michael and what's best for the kids, and you keep talking about Drew. And Willow decides that she doesn't want to hide anymore as far as her and Drew's relationship. She wants to be out and open with it. And you could tell Nina's kind of getting a little antsy. She's a little like, oh, well, don't you want to just take some time? Willow's like, that's my man. I want it to be out there. And at the end of today's episode, of course, we get what they showed in the clip, which was Nina telling Willow she can understand the attraction, but Willow, and then it moves on to something else. So I feel like this is not going to be an easy conversation, and I don't think this is going to have the desired effect, like I said yesterday, that Nina thinks it's going to have. Oh, she thinks she's just coming clean, but she's going to lose her daughter, I feel like. And this is going to push her further into Drew's arms. So those are my thoughts on that. I don't see this going well. I forgot to also mention Sonny and Natalia. We will be talking about them as well. Moving on, and I guess we can talk about them now since I forgot to mention them. This conversation that Sonny had with his heart doctor was off screen. I'm kind of curious to know if that was what was really said, or like if Sonny kind of botched the truth a little bit so Natalia wouldn't worry. I know Sonny is focused on other things right now, but I feel like his main thing should be focusing on his health so that he can be the kicking ass, taking names, mob boss, dad, coffee importer that everybody knows and loves. However, I know with Sonny, it's like, family first. So his family needs to be protected. And right now, there's this whole thing with Ava and Avery. Sonny gets a call from Christina where she's telling him about the incident that happened at the park. And now Sonny's telling Natalia. And Natalia's pretty much telling him, like, hey, you need to eliminate stress. So maybe, you should come to some sort of compromise. And Sonny's like, I don't know about that. But my hope is that there will be some sort of compromise, but knowing these two people that we are dealing with, I don't really see that happening unless something else happens to Sonny. And I know he really cares about his kids, so I know he wouldn't want to see Avery in any sort of turmoil or in any sort of strife. So I hope and pray that Sonny does the right thing for that little girl, which I'm sure he will, Lord willing. And speaking of Natalia and Sonny, I really liked them together. In the beginning, I wasn't so sure. I didn't feel like they had a lot of chemistry, but as I have been watching over these last few months, I'm starting to like them. It's growing on me. Now, let's move on to Jason and Sasha. After a very intense incident between Cody, Sasha, and Jason, Sasha throws some water in Cody's face, and Jason and her go back to the Quartermains and they have a discussion. And it seems that Jason is going to act as the baby's father until Michael comes home. And I think Michael backed up what Sasha had previously said, which was that she's going to take care of this baby on her own, raise this baby on her own without any help from anyone. But Jason will look after her and make sure she has what she needs, which I think is a fair compromise. All right, you want to raise this baby on your own, that's cool, but I'm going to make sure if you need something, I'm here. Just in case, you need a backup, I'm right here. And I'm happy to see that Sasha has turned a corner. I know when she first came on the show, she was lying and she was doing drugs and she got involved with Cyrus and there was that whole thing, right? So scary shit. But she's in a good place right now and I'm liking it. Curtis, Jens, and Jordan. They're talking about the Esplanade and Curtis's instincts are on alert. He's telling Jordan, do not get involved. Don't do it because something seems very off about this man. And I'm glad that his instincts are on point. And then they're talking about the Esplanade and where Jens wants to have it, which is on Pier 55, which is where a lot of the drug activity takes place and bad things happen. So Jordan and Curtis come to some sort of don't get in business with this man. He's not good. And they start discussing, the ramifications of this decision if they decide to move forward. And Jens takes a call before that. Then he comes back and wants to know what they're talking about. And Curtis pretty much oh, friends catching up. And then he leaves, and I think he's listening in or watching as Jordan and Jens talk about the Esplanade project. My views on Jens is he is a dangerous man, as we saw from the stint in Africa, and I wouldn't recommend anybody get involved with him, but he's acting like this upstanding guy. He is not a good man. And there are people in this town who know that he's not a good man, so I kind of hope that I just hope that people start to realize that he is not a good human being. So, Rocco and Danny. I applaud Rocco for telling Danny what he did about what he overheard between Chase and Dante. However, I just feel kind of bad. I mean, these are teenagers, right? And especially because Danny's mom died, right? And he wants answers. And I feel like he wants justice for his mom. His mother died. And, you know, he's going to go, I feel like, and do something reckless, partially because he's a teenager, but also because he's Jason's son. I feel like Jason doesn't think, he acts first. I think that's Jason's MO, and his son would be the same. So I'm glad, though, that Rocco told Sasha and Jason what was going on, and Jason made it just in time. That made me so happy, because Cyrus, we'll get to him, but I'm glad Jason made it there. And it looks like tomorrow is going to be good on that front. Let's talk about Cyrus. Everybody who's had Cyrus on their radar was in Charlie's today. And, oh God, Lucky was trying to keep it cool. He told Christina, let him stay. And Martin and Cyrus were talking, and he was basically asking him, like, how did it happen that you were able to get into Turning Woods and act as Lulu's proxy, even though our mom specifically asked you not to? And Cyrus is doing his woe is me, saying, oh, I've been banned from Turning Woods. I've been banned from General Hospital. I can't even do the Lord's work. Whatever I do isn't good enough even for my family. And then at the end of the episode, in walks Danny. He's saying, oh, you killed my mom and I want to know why. And then Cyrus with his, oh, there is some agony in your soul. Let's pray. And in walks Jason. And man, I tell you what, tomorrow is going to be so good. Like, I am so ready to see what is going to happen with everything. Nina telling Willow about her and Drew, this fight between Jason and Cyrus. I'm just ready for all of it. Elizabeth and Dr. Gannon, I see a little bit of chemistry, but I prefer Isaiah with Jordan. I feel like their chemistry has been off the charts since he arrived in Port Charles and she saved him. So I think they belong together. I do feel like Elizabeth and Dr. Gannon will be wonderful working together, but I don't think that them being together would be good. I like Isaiah with Jordan. I also think that Kai and Trina working together on the Save Animals thing, I think them working together on this is going to bring them closer, which makes me really happy. And, you know, hopefully they'll have their first kiss, like Rick and Ava did recently. So, yeah, really happy for that as well. Another thing that I really liked about today's episode was the talk between Cody and Felicia, where Felicia pretty much told Cody, like, you were in love with Sasha, and Cody was pretty much telling her, like, yeah, I felt like I was her hero. And Felicia kind of said at the end, like, you're not Sasha's hero, but you can be someone else's. And I think he's probably talking about maybe James, because James pretty much looks up to Cody. So that was a really nice moment between them as family, I feel like. Like, I love that. Because Cody was feeling sorry for himself today. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I feel like it was a good episode today. And as mentioned before, I can't wait for tomorrow to see what the fuck's going to unfold. And if you want to see more videos like this, or if you're interested in any of the other videos that I post, such as reaction videos, music related stuff, have not done a day in the life yet, but I'm working on trying to do something like that. anything writing / book related, etc., please feel free to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice evening and ta-ta.